Yo, yo, yo. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me. But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on who you ask, I'm back. But where have I been? Found out on the season premiere of season 4, Quattro. That is Quattro, right? Uno, dos, tres, Quattro of Lemme Tell U Sumthing. I am your host, the returning Deldrian Autry. So it's been a minute. Normally I do take a hiatus between seasons, and I took a hiatus again. I haven't really been recording since December. And why, you ask? Well, there's a number of reasons. Let's start with the most obvious. I'm lazy. When Kim K said to get our ASS up and work, nobody wants to work anymore, sis won't lie. I mean, I don't want to hear nothing from Kim K about nothing. But Kim, you ate with that because, people don't want to work. And I am one of those people. No, I do not. I am very lazy. My mother was correct. I am lazy. I don't want to work. And so, I just really didn't feel like doing it, to be quite honest. And when I don't feel like doing something, I'm not going to do it. So that's one. But if you want to go on a deeper, more introspective, reflective type tip, Miss Younger Van Zant, fix my life type vibes, I really felt like I was stagnant, like it wasn't the podcast. While I enjoy doing it, I love doing it, I love talking, I love having an outlet for my thoughts, I feel like I wasn't, the platform wasn't elevating to where I wanted it to be. And I understand, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes time. People spend years and years. Look at people like Billy Porter or Paul Anthony Kelly or Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter, people who've been at their crafts for 5, 10, 15, 20, 40 years, Octavia Spencer's like big break in the help came when she was probably 40 or something. Like, it takes time to really get to a certain level. And for some people it happens dang near overnight, and some people it doesn't. So for me, I just felt like I was putting a lot into it and I wasn't getting enough return because let's just lay it out there. I don't have a consistent audience. The people who listen to the podcast are people that either know me personally and have listened because they like me and they like what I have to say, or, maybe like some, not randos, because y'all not randos to me, people who just may have come across it through scrolling or whatever. I don't have a consistent audience that tunes in every time. And that can be discouraging because I put a lot into it. I noticed that when I post on social media and I post something, funny or quirky or witty because, I'm hilarious, it gets lots of likes and lots of views and claps and yay me, untipped about. But then when I post a podcast, crickets, nothing, finito. And that's very discouraging because this is something that I'm passionate about. This is something that I really love doing. And when you're not getting much return on the investment, it's very discouraging. And I already suffer from insecurity. I talked about it before, imposter syndrome, all the different things. And so it really just had me like in a funk of where between the laziness and then I was just like, well, why am I even doing this if I'm not getting much return on it in the first place? So that was like one aspect of it. Another aspect of it was I just felt like nobody really wanted to help me the way I would. Like, for instance, I asked people to come on, and I'm very good at being helpful to other people. If you want to do something, you want me to post something, promote it, whatever, I'm going to do it. Like, say less, I do it. And usually I'm going to do it right then because I don't want to forget, so I'm going to help. But I feel like when I ask other people to do things, I don't always get that same energy. Like, I'll ask people, and they'll seem interested, and then they won't follow up. Or I'll follow up with them, and they're like, yeah, I want to do it, and then nothing ever materializes. And I don't want to be a pest because I know people have their own lives, and I know people have their own things going on, but it's also very hurtful because if you are my friend or whoever you're supposed to be to me, and I'm telling you about something that I'm working on, I want to feel supported by the people in my community, and I just wasn't feeling that. But thank you so much for the people that did come on, Dr. Smith, Tim, my first and second guest coming on, great episodes. I'm really, really happy with them coming on. I hope that people will want to come on and I can continue to develop my interview skills and really feel comfortable. And that's another thing. I'm still getting used to being on camera. That's a quick segue last season we went into YouTube, and I was not very pleased with the whole YouTube of it all. I didn't like the way I looked on camera. I thought sometimes we had audio issues. It just was like, this is all very new to everyone involved trying to do certain things. And anytime you're trying to do something, you want it to be of the highest quality. And sometimes it's not. I say this about, I'm not going to tell you where I work because it's none of your business, but sometimes my motto for life at work is, sometimes stuff just be wrong. And some stuff was wrong, it wasn't going the way I wanted to go. And that was also discouraging. So really, just to sum it all up, the word of the episode or this moment is, discouraged. Sorry, I was very discouraged with the whole thing. And so that kind of kept me from wanting to really do it. And I'm going to get more into that and tell you why I decided to come back, what I have planned, and all that good stuff after this quick break. This is Let Me Tell You Something. We're back. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining us over here at Let Me Tell You Something. If you enjoyed what you've seen so far, please follow us on YouTube at Let Me Tell You Something, over on TikTok at Deldrian Autry, and on Instagram at Let Me Tell You Something. Now let's get back to more of the show. And we're back. So I don't want to spend too much time being a negative Nelly, a negative Nancy, talking about all the things I didn't like. But I just want to give a little background, a little context as to where I've been. So I remember, because I love a pop culture reference, I talked about how I felt like I was putting in the work and I wasn't really getting anywhere. And things take time to build. So I want to stress to everybody, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, keep at it. Keep working. I know that's cliche. That's what everyone tells you, to keep going, follow your dreams, you can do whatever you want. So, I'm just going to tell you that sometimes you can't do everything you want. And that's okay, but you should stick to dreams and goals and try your very best and really try to make things happen. And so I'm going to continue. The reason why I decided to come back is because I love having an outlet to express my thoughts. There's so much going on in the world. There's been so much going on in the world since last time I came on camera and talked. When the world needed me most, I vanished, in the words of Avatar. The world really ain't been right since Wendy Williams went away, actually. The world had actually been right since, y'all standing them brooms up and y'all opened up the portal to hell. So I'm back, and I'm just going to continue to do what I can. I'm going to continue to, work out the kinks, learn, grow, and we're just going to continue to make this happen. And I would love for people to come on. I would love for, if y'all see this video, give ideas. I have a lot of topics I want to get into. I really want to continue to go in deeper and deeper and really just build a rapport and a connection with the audience and just continue to evolve this platform as big as it'll go. And I remember watching The Real. If y'all know The Real, it was a talk show that used to star Tamar Braxton, Lonnie Love, Jeannie Mai, Adrian Bailon, and Tamara Mowry Housley. And an episode, Adrian talked about how the reason why she wasn't doing her solo music was because she hated the sound of her voice and very much imposter syndrome, self-deprecation, all that stuff. And Tamar gave some very, very great advice. Say what y'all want about Tamar, but Tamar eats every now and then. And she was like, it doesn't matter if her buy your record, you be proud of your record. And so no matter who is watching, no matter who is listening, streaming, downloading, whatever, I'm going to be proud of the product that I have made because it is me. It is true to who I am. It is 100% Deldrian, and that is what's important. So whatever you're trying to do in life, a business, your job, your kids, your husband, your wife, your they, them, whatever you're trying to do and try to succeed, keep at it. And it doesn't matter if nobody supports you. It doesn't even matter if days that you don't believe in yourself. You keep going because it's going to happen for you one way or another. Now, where do we want to go for this new season, this new iteration of Let Me Tell You Something? Well, before I get into that, let's do a little update. What has been going on with me? Because the last time I talked to y'all was in December 2025. We're now in 2026. Happy New Year. So what's been going on? Well, I'm on Wegovy. Let's talk about that. So I'm going to get a little bit into that on another episode. But yes, I've started taking Wegovy. And so far so good. I'm about 3 weeks in. They say you can't trust the scale, but the scale been scaling, and I've been seeing numbers I ain't seen in a long time. And I've talked about on Body Talk by Deldrian. If you haven't heard it, listen to or seen that episode, make sure you go and run it back. I talked about body image, and so much of the perception of how we look is beaten into our minds based on what we see in the people around us. And I've made it no secret that I don't like the way I look, and I am finally trying to get on the train of trying to do things. And I've always struggled with. I don't struggle so much with exercise. I struggle so much with eating right, and so that's still a work in progress. But so far, I have not been having any side effects. I have noticed that there'll be a big plate of food, and I'll take 1 or 2 bites, and I'll be like, okay, I'm ready to tap out. So that's new, and I'm having to adjust my eating, and the kid loves to eat, so that's been a whole thing. I've been, in my concert bag still. I just saw Ariana Grande in Atlanta last weekend. Phenomenal. My girl started at 8:15. Was over by 10. We was back in the room by midnight because, we was out doing some things. Saw Hilary Duff, which, oh my God. Seeing Hilary Duff was like I was back in my childhood watching Liz McGuire. It was such a full circle moment, because I tell people my first, which you haven't listened to my episode, Deldrian's concert kerfuffle, run that back as well. My first concert was the Righteous Brothers, which somebody of my age, you'd be like, wow, you've seen Righteous Brothers, that's the whole thing. Check that episode out if you want to know more about that. But my first concert, realistically, if I had the idea of going to concerts and wanted to do all that, probably would have been someone like a Hilary Duff. And she was phenomenal. She looked beautiful. She sounded beautiful. All the hits. And the thing that I love most about concerts is just seeing everyone in a collective space, sharing love and joy and just the energy. It was just such a great time. I've been trying to travel more. I'm really trying to look this year into getting my passport so I can start, going internationally. Just working on my self-growth as always. Every day is a new day, an opportunity to grow and learn and just really be in your self-improvement bag. I did have somebody I was dating. We're not dating no more. The dating scene is very trash as usual. The dating pool has piss in it. It's a very pissy pool. And it needs to be drained and we need to start fresh. But I'm going to get into that in another time. So, what else is going on? Still working the same job. Yay, we're employed. Let's see. Everything's going up with the wages, wars, people dying. Just a lot. There's a lot going on in life because people be dying. God rest their soul. Some of them. Anywho, so we will be getting into all of that this season on Let Me Tell You Something, and let me pull out my cellular device and let's get into a quick little preview, if you will, of things that I want to touch upon in this new season. I know, so ghetto, right? What's going on? Let's see. Oh, this is a big one. This may be the next episode, sure. As we live in a world that is very much of the idea of you should be chronically unbothered. Well, where is the space for people like me who are very bothered? We're going to talk about that and a little bit more after this break. This is Let Me Tell You Something. All right, and we are back with more of Let Me Tell You Something. So what I was saying about where is the space for people like me who are emotional? I will be the first to tell you, there are people in this world who are like, oh, I'm so unbothered. Nothing ever fazes me. It just rolls off my back. Oh, I don't take nothing personally. That is not me. I take everything personal. Everything's a slight towards me, and I really feel that way. And so the thing for people like me, we hate to be told, oh, you shouldn't let that bother you, or oh, that shouldn't affect you. That would get you cussed out quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I really want to touch upon that for the people like me and create a space for us to feel our emotions. How can we heal what we don't reveal? So that will be a topic that I want to get into. I did a TikTok, which if you're not following me on TikTok at Deldrian Autry, why aren't you? I did a TikTok about how I go out to eat and go out to different spaces by myself, and how as a Black person, I feel that I am treated like a second-class citizen in some spaces, and I'm treated like I'm invisible. Like there will literally be times where I will be in line and there will be a white person try to break the line like I'm not standing right there. And the kid ain't small. You see these shoulders, she just back, like, just giving linebacker, unfortunately. But anyway, Yeah, I'm not hard, and my hair's in twist right now. But normally got a fro going on, so you can't miss me. And so, and then when you go out to eat by yourself, and there've been times where people will skip over me and serve other people, sit me at wobbly tables, like a whole thing. And so I want to talk about that experience because I feel like a lot of Black people and people of color. Which let's get into that really quick. There's a difference between being a Black person and a person of color. I do not identify as a person of color. I'm Black, and to be Black in America or Black anywhere is a very specific experience. It's not a singular experience because we are not a monolith, and every Black experience is Black experience except for an anti-Black one. Shout out to Amanda Seals. That's where I got that from. But yeah, that whole like trying to lump everyone together who's not white. Let's stop doing that. Like experiences are experiences, and not while every Black experience, Asian experience, Hispanic experience isn't the same. We should be more clear about what it means to be Black because people do not be liking Black people. Even across the community, the diaspora, outside the community, that POC thing, everyone want to be Black. This time to be Black. So I want to touch upon that. I want to touch obviously about things that are going on in the world. People are like, I'm not into politics. Maybe politics is into you. Politics affects everything that we do, our livelihoods, the roads, your pockets, everything. Politics literally has its hands in everything. I want to talk about indoctrination. I feel like a lot of us have been indoctrinated into a lot of different things. Quick little thing I want to touch upon. That Young Miami song, Spin That, which is quite interesting how people were calling her Carisha Maxwell. Not shout out to Glam Maxwell because that lady is evil. But allegedly. Is it allegedly? Well, she was convicted, so I don't know. But let's just say allegedly. So, we're calling her Carisha Maxwell and all that. But now all it takes is one good song, and now y'all spin that summer. And then people are coming out saying it's setting a bad example. There are always going to be negative examples. There are so many things around us every single day that influence us. Like, you can absolutely enjoy a song. I can enjoy the song and not know that it's not right to scam. What's right. Because everyone wants to scam and be fun, hot girl, hot boy, this, that, scam, we in the streets, blah, blah, until it's time to go to jail. Because that life will lead you to two places, jail or hell. So, but no, I want to talk about indoctrination and influence because so many people claim that they're above being influenced and indoctrinated, and that's just simply not true. And a lot of these topics are interchangeable. A lot of these topics are interconnected. So that's something I want to get into. Speaking of indoctrination, politics, all the things, Nicki Minaj, my queen. Lord, I'm going to say my Lord and Savior. She's not my Lord and Savior. Absolutely not. The Lord is my Lord and Savior. Nicki Minaj, or Nika Tanya Mirage Petty to some people. Since the last time we spoke, the queen has been doing everything but being at studio. So at this point, Lotto said, do you rap or do you tweet? I can't tell. Get in the booth. At this point, girl, what is we doing? So I want to get to the Nicki Minaj of it all. Follow me on TikTok, which again, you should, at Deldrian Autry. I made a video back when her Mega Minaj era, when she really got in her Mega Minaj bag. And I also, let me get into this. Nobody could ever try to gag me or goop me with this whole, then you say this, I sure did. And now I'm saying this. It's called growth. It's called I changed my damn mind. How about that? I changed my mind. Now, did I change my mind about that video? Yes and no. There are some aspects of the video, majority of that I stand by because that's how I felt at that time. But then also, I do still listen to her music. It is very disheartening what she is doing, I'm not even going to say become, because I don't know that lady. If I know, that lady could have been. Also, Nicki is a 42, 43-year-old woman from the Caribbean. It's giving very much conservative Caribbean auntie. If you know, you know. Now, I ain't that deep in the islands. My island people don't come for me, but, they be saying something's going on in the coconuts down there. So, shout out to Trinidad and all the islands. But yeah, so Nicki, I want to touch upon that. Talk about my experience with her. I look at it like this. There are going to be people in your life that you love who disappoint you. There are going to be people in your life that you will side-eye the heck out of. But you still love them. All of the great music and impact and influence and memories. I saw this woman twice in concert. This is the woman that got me started in my music bag. And y'all know how much I love music. So I'm never going to completely turn my back on someone that I love. But will I be disappointed, disgusted, behooved, bamboozled, gooped, gagged, disgusted, everything about what she is doing down there looking a well, not a mess because the face card never declines, but you know, I don't know what's going on with the hair, not the body, with the hair and the fits lately. But you know what the queen gonna do? The queen gonna do. So yeah, am I gonna be disappointed in some of the things that she's doing? Absolutely, but at the end of the day, I can absolutely still appreciate her for what she's given, and I also feel like honestly, y'all still eating Chick-fil-A, y'all still shopping at Amazon, y'all still on Instagram, y'all still some of y'all still bumping R. Kelly, not to me. Some of y'all still bumping Chris Brown occasionally. Some of y'all still doing a lot of things, and y'all got so much smoke for a black Nicki Minaj, black woman. Want to be very self-righteous, but then we start digging into your skeletons who you're listening to, and then we start be like, oh, okay. And also, really, nobody cares. Nobody cares if you listen to Nicki Minaj, if you don't, because the people that didn't like Nicki Minaj before don't like her now, and the people who claim to be fans. If you were such a fan of somebody and your immediate thought is like to go into like this vitriolic hatred tirade of them, it's like it's given relaxed. It's given you need to like take a minute, calm down. It's not really that serious. It is serious, but it's not. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. We'll get into that at a later time. But yeah, the queen's been on her thing. I want to talk about money. Let's get into money because here's a crazy segue because every other day the queen's in a lawsuit. So let's get into money. So I want to talk about my relationship to money. I am a single young man out here, making moolah and spending it on concerts and hotels and living that life. And yeah, it's just having financial insecurities. And anytime a dollar leaves my pocket or my account, I get a little nervous and all of that. But we are going to talk about money and I'm sorry, things are going on. Things are going on. Anyway, talk about money and all the things about that. Let me take a look at my list. Sorry, very ghetto. I know. Let's see, money. I want to talk about marriage. I've never been married before, but I would love to have some straight couples come on and talk about marriage. I love to talk about some gay people, lesbians, whoever come on, trans, everything, and come on and talk about marriage. Because I feel like marriage is a beautiful thing, but everyone doesn't want to get married. And marriage used to be this thing to aspire to, but now some people don't want to get married. I want to talk about parenting. I'm not a parent. I've never been a parent. I don't really want to be a parent because kids are expensive. You got to feed and you got to water them, and I don't want to do all that. So yeah, I want to talk about real things that people can relate to. This is a fun space. Like, yeah, we laugh, we goop, we gag. But I also want to talk about things that are relatable to the everyday person. Things that, because we're all going through this human experience, and I want to really just be a connector. Now, I also want to get into that Top Model documentary, which we're going to run that back because Tyra Banks, at this point, it's given maybe I may have a personal vendetta against Tyra Banks because I really don't know why. But Tyra, I've already told you numerous times, you will pay for those crimes in this life or the next, and you continue to choose the next. Because I knew when you got up on that platform looking like Inspector Gadget in that trench coat with a sickening hairstyle, she looked good. Still evil, but good. I knew you was finna be on. Now you suing Netflix, girl, hang it up, flat screen. So I want to talk about that because I've been really waiting to get into that because that was a thing. And I also want to segue into that. America has a problem. Beyonce already told us. We have a problem with victimhood. We have a problem with always blaming the victim. We have a problem with accountability. Everyone loves to say accountability, but do we actually know what that means? And I think the answer is no. So I want to get into that and a whole lot of other things. So yeah, I'm back. I guess, y'all, I don't know. I'm fickle. Not only am I lazy, I'm a little fickle. I am, but I'm not. So sometimes, like when I get in the mood, I don't want to do anything, but I'm trying to, get back into my bag and get back into the podcast thing. So I'm back. That's kind of about where I've been. I hope to get back to doing this. So, we're still working things out, child. So we're going to do it one day at a time, one episode at a time. And we're celebrating 2 years. It'll be 2 years since we started. We started this in 2024. It's now 2026, so 2 years. So I hope we'll be back for 2 more, 10 more, 20 more, a million more. I don't know, child. We ain't gonna be around that long, especially the way things going. Greenhouse gases and ozone layer and global warming and people dying of lettuce. And, I don't know what's going on, child. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyway, let's land the plane. So thank you so much for listening, viewing, however you're, taking in this content. I'm going to continue to do my very best and not doubt myself so much. And we're going to just continue to go through this journey one episode at a time. So thank you for watching, listening. Please follow us on Instagram. Let me tell you something. Follow me on TikTok at Deldrian Autry. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen to your podcast. See us on YouTube at Let Me Tell You Something. You can find it by typing in my name, Deldrian. And yeah, we back. Bye.